What's up, boys? Road to Lamborghini, episode 28. So, today I'm going to talk about winning, okay? Winning by Tim Grover, right? An absolute G. So, I finished Outsmarting Reality. I think I mentioned it on a previous episode. And now I'm reading this. But by the way, actually, let me give you a quick secret, quick trick for all of you guys. If you want to be able to read a bunch of books really quickly and actually remember way more, you go onto like Audible or an audiobook thing, you put it in 2x speed, and then you read at the same time as you're listening to it at the same pace. Right, and then your brain starts syncing. Like for me, I just remember it so much more. Like there was this guy, I think his name was like Marit or something like that. He actually mentioned it. He's like an 18-year-old kid who's like basically a millionaire, right? I think he's got more than a couple mil. And he was saying how he's able to literally read a bunch of books is like that. Because like for me, I'm just going to read one chapter a day. Right, and when I read one chapter a day, that's not going to take me long, because how many chapters are there even in this book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... About 15 chapters. So I can literally finish this, but like literally in like less than a month, right? In like 20 days, I can finish it. So anyway, I'm going to tell you this, right? I'm going to read out some of this and then kind of explain it, because this is so important. Because this is somewhere, one of these quotes, I really, really, what's the word? Really, not emphasized with, really understood, right? And it really hit home. Hold on, where was it? Winning requires... All right, let me read this, actually. Let me read this first, okay? So, I never asked MJ, which is obviously Michael Jordan, but he answered anyway in the last dance. In this one moment, he summed up everything he'd learnt, everything he'd worked for, everything he knew about his lifelong partnership with winning. So it's basically the language of winning, like how people describe it. His answer is more than a word, but worth every one. I pulled people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenged people when they didn't want to be challenged. And I earned that right because my teammates who came after me didn't endure all the things that I endured. Once you joined the team, you lived at a certain standard that I played the game, and I wasn't going to take anything less. Now, if that meant I had to go in there and get in your ass a little bit, then I did. You ask all my teammates. The one thing about Michael Jordan was he never asked me to do something that he didn't effing do. When people see this, they're going to say, well, he wasn't really a nice guy. He may have been a tyrant. Well, that's you because you never won anything. I wanted to win, but I wanted them to win and be a part of that as well. Look, I don't have to do this. I'm only doing it because it is who I am. That's how I played the game. That was my mentality. If you didn't want to play that way, don't play that way. So, that is so true. Like, boys, this is what I'm saying about a sense of arrogance. People called Michael Jordan arrogant. Sure, who cares? Like, bro, he literally won everything. Who cares if you're called arrogant? Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a solitary damn? Like, I couldn't care less. This is the exact sentence which really summed it up for me. Okay, let's just start here. When you start apologizing for who you are, you stop growing and you stop winning permanently. The more you win, the more others will try to inhibit your growth, tell you to slow down, stay in your lane. They'll try to keep you in that one lane to control you. But winning is about choosing any lane, changing lanes when you need to, and navigating each with equal skill, with an extra gear no one anticipated. With an extra gear no one anticipated. That is so important, which people don't understand. With an extra gear that no one anticipated. And I'll tell you what that gear is, because right now I'm literally in a car, right? Soon I'm going to be in a Lambo Hurricane, right? Like I know for a fact I'm going to be recording one of these episodes. It doesn't matter if it's like episode 300, 250, 500, whatever, 750, depending on how long it takes me. But I'm going to be in a Lambo Hurricane recording one of these episodes. But in cars, you've got different gears, right? One of the gears puts it in gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, gear 5, depending on how many gears there are. Some cars, I think, have more gears, whatever. And then you've got reverse as well. That extra gear isn't reverse. And it's not an extra gear in the sense of, oh, it's gear 7 or gear 9 or gear 12. No. It doesn't work like that. That extra gear that no one anticipated, guess what that gear does? That gear is the gear that doesn't allow you to give up, that just keeps you going. That's the extra gear that winners have compared to losers. It's that extra, it's not like a extra talent. It's just that grit of not giving up. Like I spoke about it yesterday, right? I spoke about it on my Instagram and everything. There's 2 traits which successful people have, which other people don't have. And if you can develop these two, I promise you're going to become successful. Number one is self-belief. It's a level of self-belief that most call arrogance. Same with Kobe, rest in peace. Same with Michael Jordan, same with me, same with everyone, right? And again, you're going to say that's arrogant. Why are you comparing yourself to Michael Jordan? Because I know I'm going to achieve things which even he didn't achieve. I know I'm going to reach levels which even he didn't achieve. And he's actually a massive inspiration to me, right? But anyway, that's the first one, a massive level of self-belief, a level of self-belief that it will work out. And the second one, I don't know what the right word for it is, but I guess the best word I can think of is relentless. You just do not give up. You just don't give up. It doesn't matter if it takes 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. It doesn't matter if there's 100 setbacks, 1,000 setbacks, 1,000,000 setbacks. You just keep on going. Because the reality of life is it's going to be hard either way. It's going to be hard if you work in McDonald's. It's going to be hard if you work a normal job because you're not going to enjoy it. And you're still going to have to put in long hours. It's still not an easy job, right? This is the thing which people get confused. They're like, oh, well, I don't want to start an online business because that's really hard. But is it not hard to wake up at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and go to a job you hate and still have to work hard? Like, I know what it's like. I worked as a waiter. It's not an easy job. You know, it's not easy. Okay, sure, maybe it's not the most skilled job in the world. It's very replaceable. But it's not an easy job. In terms of the effort you put in, it's not easy. It's not easy to be a laborer. It's not easy to work as a bricklayer. It's not easy to work as a scaffolder. It's not easy to do any of these jobs. Not easy to be a teacher. So then why don't you just choose something which, okay, it's not going to be easy because nothing worth having is easy. But it's something you kind of enjoy. Something that's fulfilling. Something where you get to help people. And something that's scalable. Something that gives you freedom. Something where you can do it from anywhere on the planet. Because it's going to be hard either way. Right, there is no easy option. Easy option is just like be homeless. But again, that's not easy, is it? So there is no easy option. You've just got to choose your heart. Do you want the heart of discipline or do you want the pain of regret? Which one? Do you want the pain of discipline, the pain of regret? You choose, because it's going to be hard either way. But that quote is so true. They've got an extra gear which no one anticipated. It's that extra gear which no one else understands. No one else even believes in. No one else even knows you have. He's like, oh, well, why hasn't Michael given up? It's not because I've not thought about, I mean, I haven't really thought about quitting, but it's not because it's easy. It's nothing to do with that. It's because I have an extra gear that winners have, which is the gear of just not quitting. It doesn't matter how hard it is. And you've got to develop discipline as well. And that's so important that people don't talk about, right? Even in that Smart in Reality, one of the chapters literally spoke about how a lot of the manifesting space and energy and stuff, they try and pretend that you can just teleport to your desired reality without working hard, without having discipline. You need discipline, bro. Like, how did Kobe get to the top? He was waking up at 4 a.m. every single morning. In fact, he was waking up, I think, before 4 a.m. because he was at the gym at 4. He was already at the gym at 4 a.m., right? There's that famous, I think it was on a podcast or something, but there's one guy, one of his teammates in basketball or in the NBA team, whatever, was basically describing him, and he was explaining, like, one of the things about him was every single morning he'd wake up early, right? And then there was this one day where this guy, I can't remember his name, but this guy decided, like, you know what, I want to beat him. I want to wake up earlier. Anyway, he went to the gym, whatever, and then he went to, I think, the basketball court. No, sorry, he didn't go to the gym. He went straight to the basketball court. And as he walked in, he looked behind him or something, or he looked in the corner or something, and Kobe was already practicing, right? And then he looked at Kobe, and he noticed that he was, like, sweating loads, right? And I think he asked or something, but he basically found out that Kobe had been in the gym as well. So not only had he came to the basketball court before him anyway, he also had already been in the gym. And that's the level of discipline which most people don't understand. Most people call crazy. Most people will say, why are you putting in that much work? It's not even about the outcome. It's not even about the result. It's not about the result. It's about falling in love with the journey. Like, Kobe didn't do it just for a result. He didn't wake up at 4 a.m. just for it. He did it because you fall in love with it. You fall in love with that pain, but it's a good pain. It's a nice pain, right? It's the same pain you get when you go to the gym, but it's good. It feels good inside. So you have to become disciplined, boys. And that's the difference between winners and losers. Okay, let me put it without the light, right? Winners and losers. The difference is winners do it regardless of how they feel, and winners have that extra gear. That's the quote that I'd sum up, right? And I'm literally only halfway, well, not even halfway. I'm like 1/10. Yeah, literally 1/10. I mean, I'm going to read it so quickly because I love the book. And I already actually read half this like ages ago, but then I kind of gave up on it. But yeah, that's a quick reading tip, boys. Like, I know I'm one of those type of people who has like 20 books in my bedroom. of like self-help books and stuff, and I just start reading one or two, and then I kind of go off them, and then I start reading another one. It's just stupid, you know. There's no point. You don't get anywhere. Whereas now I'm just focused. I'm just reading one book at a time, right? So what I do is I read one non-fiction book at a time, or one self-help book, or whatever you want to call it. So one like good book, you know, which is knowledgeable, where I learn stuff, where I improve as a person, where I gain skill sets, like winning, like outsmarting reality, etc. And then I also obviously have the Bible, but that's like a, well, it counts as a book, but but I swear I just felt like a spider or something. But I consider it different because it's like, you know, you read that every morning anyway. And then, so I have the self-help book, and then I have one fiction book, right? Which like, either I read like a James Bond novel, or I like to read some of those, or Asterix and Obelix, or Tintin, whatever. But anyway, that's enough of my rant about reading. But yeah, reading really does help. I'm telling you, I don't care what anyone says, reading helps massively. So grab an audiobook. If you're really broke, you can probably find it for free on YouTube, but I mean, come on, bro, like, you're a full-grown man. Just get onto Audible, buy some books. You know, they're pretty cheap anyway. You probably spend more money on like nachos or McDonald's or some shit, right? Put it in 2x speed. Get the physical book as well. If you don't have a physical book, I'd find it harder for myself as well. But if you can, get the physical book as well and keep up with it. And if you read 1 chapter a day, or 2 chapters, depending on how long the books are, you're going to read books so quickly, and you're going to get through so many. But yeah, with that said, boys, that's the end of this Road to Lamborghini episode. Tomorrow I got a really special one, because I wanted to mention it in this episode, but it's kind of already 11 minutes, and I want to keep it for tomorrow so I can go in on more detail. But if you watch tomorrow's episode, which will be episode 29, you're going to change your life, I promise you. Because like, tomorrow's episode is going to be fun. I'm not going to explain what it is, but there's a certain topic I want to speak about, and it could completely change your life, because it will change your whole perspective on life. So anyway, with that said, boys, that's the end of this episode. Follow my Instagram. See you boys tomorrow.